and streaming online at BigXSportsRadio.com. And now let's meet the participating teams in today's championship games.
So Mount Tabor dressed in red and black, Floyd Snobs in the navy blue. And that's how we'll match up. Officials are ready. See, it's going to be Roberts for Floyd Knobs jumping against Robinson of Mount Tabor. There's the whistle. We're ready to go. Toss in the air, slapped around, and Floyd's Knobs will have the ball. Driving right down to the free throw line and putting up a shot is Brogan. Brogan's shot comes off, no good, and Mount Tabor on the attack. We are just underway in the girls' championship game of the Floyd County Elementary Basketball League. Mount Tabor works it around the right side. Long three-point shot up, no good, off the side of the iron. That's Red with the shot, and we'll go the other way with Floyd's Knobs. On the dribble is Brogan. Brogan drives down the right side inside the circle. Now comes back out top on the left-hand dribble. Stops, fires up a long shot, missed everything, and it bounces out of bounds. It will go over to Mount Tabor. No score. 4:18 remaining in the first quarter of play. They're not allowed to press, so Mount Tabor brings it down the court easily. Spins left, Robinson on the dribble. Right-hand dribble, crosses over, goes all the way to the rim, lays it up and in. Robinson first on the board has Mount Tabor on top, 2-0. Nice drive. With the ball is Verling, all the way in, tries the shot, no good. Fight for the rebound, and saved is Roberts coming up with it on the sideline. Roberts gives it back to Brogan. Brogan down the lane. Double team, tries a shot, taken away. And Mount Tabor coming the other way. Red with it. All the way down to the baseline. Now stops, fires it back outside. Roberts intercepts, goes down, tries for the layup. A little too hard off the glass. And we go the other way. Robinson with it for Mount Tabor. Stops at the three-point line. Now backs it out near the timeline. Roberts guarding Robinson. Bounce pass to Red, right side. Drives into the lane. Fires one up off the glass and good. And Red with her first two of the night. And it's 4-0 Mount Tabor. Losing control of the ball. Verling for Floyd's Knobs just lost the dribble. Red takes it away, comes all the way down to the baseline, behind the back dribble, right-hand dribble along the line, puts it up. A whistle. We're going to get a foul, and it's going to be on Verling, number 13. Her first, team's first. Going to be two shots coming. Red at the line. 1, 2, 3 dribbles. Right hands it up, and it's no good off the side of the iron. She'll have another one coming, fouled in the act of shooting. Next shot on the way, no good again, and the rebound fought for and out of bounds, and it's going to be Floyd Knobs' ball. 4-0, Mount Tabor leading, 2:37 to go in the first quarter of play. Brogan brings it across the timeline, picked up by Red. Now spins right all the way down to the free throw line. Still on the dribble, now fires up the long jumper, no good. Fight for the rebound, out of bounds, and the official signal it'll stay with Floyd's Knobs. 2:25 to go in the first quarter, 4-0, Mount Tabor over Floyd's Knobs. Play called out, put in motion. They get it into Roberts. 12-footer off the glass, good. Roberts scores her first points of the night and the first for Floyd Knobs. We have a 4-2 ball game. 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Roberts picks up Robinson out front. Left-hand dribble now. Roberts trying to get to the basket. Puts it up, no good, but a whistle and a foul. Roberts, I believe, going to be called. Yes, Roberts called for the foul. Her first, second called on Floyd's Knobs. Mount Tabor getting it all lined up the way they want it on the out-of-bounds play under the basket. Bounce pass comes into Red. She's open. She lets fly. Almost, but rolls off the right side. And Roberts claims the rebound for Floyd's Knobs. Will go the other way. Brogan to the free throw line, gives it to Roberts. Roberts drives down to the baseline, kisses one off the glass, but no good. Rebound comes out of there. With the rebound is Kaufman. Kaufman gives it off to Verling. Verling try to pass. Partially blocked and taken away. Robinson. She jumps center, but she plays point guard for Mount Tabor. Gives it to Red down the lane. Nice driving move. Shot was blocked by Roberts when she got into the lane, but nice ball handling by Red. Now Roberts brings it all the way down, puts it up. Nothing but net. Roberts has 4, and we're tied at 4 with 1:04. Got a lot of 4s up there. 1:04 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to the Floyd County Elementary Basketball Championships. Robinson lets fly just inside the three-point arc. It's no good. Rebound pulled out of there, and then traveling called on Floyd's Knobs. It will go back over to Mount Tabor. Checking into the game for Mount Tabor, we have Ava Reynolds. Reynolds comes in, and I missed 2 went out. Pass comes in, shot put up by Red, over the rim, no good, but Mount Tabor with the rebound. Robinson has it. Out between the circles, calls out play number 2, goes on the dribble between the legs. Pulls back at the free throw line, but can't get the shot off. Red with it, guarded by Roberts, that's not going to work. Size mismatch there. Now Red realizes she can't get the shot off. Gives it back outside to Robinson, and Robinson calls out a play. Red with it. Stops, let fly with a long jumper, no good. Off the side of the iron, a fight for the ball, and the new player in the game, Reynolds, gets the rebound. And at the horn, Robinson let fly with a long 3. No good, and our first quarter is finished with the game tied at 4 here in the Floyd County Elementary Basketball Championships. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Big X Sports Radio, 1450 and 96.1 WXVW.
And rebounding skills competition in the sport of basketball. The program is fee-free for all participants, and any basketball player in attendance today is welcome to register at the front admission gate, and you may begin lining up for the Junior NBA Skills Challenge now.
We'll see if there's any paper there and bring it to me to fill out.
And we're ready for quarter number 2. Mount Tabor will have the basketball on the alternating possessions. Robinson with it now, looking at the coach to find out about the play. Good ball handler, drives down, puts it up, no good, but Robinson knocked to the floor, a whistle, and a foul going to be called on Riley Roberts, her second, team's third, and it will send Robinson to the line for 2 shots, fouled in the act of shooting. Takes a couple of dribbles, spins the ball, puts it up, and it's good. Robinson's third point on the day. 2 dribbles, spins the ball, eyes the basket, puts it up. High arching shot is up and good. Robinson has 4. Mount Tabor back into the lead, 6-4. 4:44 until halftime. All the way down the lane, shot up off the glass, no good. That was Brogan, and now Robinson has it on a breakout. All the way down, puts it up off the glass, and Robinson beats him down the floor. She's got 6. Mount Tabor back up by 4. That matches the largest lead of the game for Mount Tabor. Out front, we have a steal by Red, but a whistle and a foul And Red going to be signaled for the personal foul. That will be her first, and the first called on Mount Tabor. Brogan going to inbounds. Bounce pass comes in to Verling. Verling gets a pick from Roberts and gets it into front court. Bounce pass inside to Brogan. Brogan brings it around the circle, stops, had an 8-footer but couldn't get it off, but Roberts fires one off the glass, no good. Brogan has it, puts it up off the glass, no good. Underneath, it is put up, no good. That was Roberts missing, and two Mount Tabor players go for it. Finally, Robinson comes out of there for Mount Tabor with the basketball. Looks back at the coaching staff, gets a play. Robinson on the dribble, has open for a three, hits the front of the iron, kicks off the glass, no good. Roberts there for the rebound. Floyd Snobs brings it down. Roberts all the way, stops, 18-footer, no good. Bounces around, and it looks like Brogan's going to come up with it for Floyd Snobs. Gives it to Burling. Burling all the way to the baseline on the dribble, cut off down there by Red. Comes back out front to Kaufman. Kaufman back to Brogan. Brogan, right-hand dribble, long way away from the basket. Now spins back to the left, and we've got a timeout on the floor called by Floyd Snobs. They want to talk about it. 3:01 to go until halftime. Mount Tabor 8, Floyd Snobs 4. We'll take a 30-second timeout here on the Big X Sports Radio, WXVW. All right, back with you. 8-4, Mount Tabor leads Floyd Snobs in the Floyd County Elementary Championship game for the girls. The boys' game will follow immediately after this one. Floyd Snobs with the ball. Burling with it out front. Red guarding closely for Mount Tabor. Gives it to Brogan. Brogan drives in, looking for Roberts. Puts it up, no good. Fight for the rebound. They're standing on their tiptoes, battling it back and forth. Finally, Floyd Snobs comes out of there with it. Gives it back to Roberts all the way in. Puts up the shot and hit it. Roberts has all of Floyd Snobs' points. She has 6. 8-6. Mount Tabor leading. 2:27 showing on the clock. Robinson down to the free throw line. Now backs it out against Brogan. Down the lane, puts it up, no good. A whistle and a foul, and Brogan going to be called, I believe. We'll double check that number. Brogan again called for the foul. Her first, team's fourth. And it sends Robinson to the line. She's got 6 of the 8 Mount Tabor points. Spins the ball, takes a long look at the basket, puts it up. It hits the back of the iron and kicks away. No good. Another free throw coming. Couple of dribbles. Bend of the knees, shot in the air, and this one no good. Rimmed in, came out. And Floyd Snobs with the ball. Bringing it down is Hudson Holt. Now gives off to Brogan, and Brogan reverses the dribble, comes to the left side. Guarded by Red. Now gets away, gets a pick, gets down to the baseline, puts up a 5-footer over the glass, no good. We've got a jump ball called as Roberts ties up with Webster. And so on the alternating possessions, it will be Floyd Knobs' ball. Under their own basket, Brogan will inbound, slaps the ball to start the motion. Wide open under the basket, and the inbounds pass stolen by Red from Mount Tabor. They'll go the other way with 1:43 to go until halftime. Robinson gets everybody set up, drives to the free throw line. Now down the lane, puts it up. It hits the front of the iron and kicks back. Roberts has the rebound, and she'll bring it down for Floyd's Knobs. Finally cut off at the baseline. Still dribbling, looking, puts it up off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound. Floyd's Knobs has it. Kaufman, I believe that is, with it. We'll double check. Gives it off to Burling. Burling down to the baseline, and Red takes it away. In a hurry down court, but waiting for her is Roberts, but she pulls up short and fires it in. 4 points for Red. Mount Tabor back up by 4 at 10-6. We're under a minute to play. Burling across the timeline. Gives it off to Brogan. She's open. Gets to about 5 feet away. Rims out. No good. And Robinson will bring it down. 37 seconds left on the clock. Standing very calmly. Long range, 27 seconds. Drives down the lane, puts it up on the run. No good. Rebound fought for. Going to be slapped out of bounds, and it will remain Mount Tabor's ball. Substitution checking into the game. Lauren Moore coming in for Mount Tabor. And just 20 seconds on the clock. Webster will inbound for Mount Tabor. Officials setting everything up now. They're ready to go. And Webster signals a play. Inbounds play. Comes in to Reynolds. Reynolds gives it to Red. 15 seconds. Red on the dribble. Guarded by Burling. Gives it off to the new player in the game, Moore. Back to Red, down the lane, puts up a runner, no good, off the front of the iron, and Roberts has it with 1 second. And there's the horn. That's how it will end, with Mount Tabor on top, 10-6 here at halftime. We'll be back after this 1 minute break. We'll give you the scoring for the first half and tell you what's coming up later this afternoon. You're listening to the Elementary Championships of Floyd County here on the Big X, WXVW Radio.
Before we have a girl dance performance of sorts here at halftime of our Girls Championship game, we have a special guest who came by to join us for a few minutes this afternoon. I want to introduce to you Floyd Central senior Colby Barnes. Colby is an Indiana All-Star candidate who's had a fantastic senior year here in Southern Indiana. Recently, Colby signed with Indiana State University, becoming another Division I player from Floyd County to represent our area at the highest level of college basketball. Colby met with the Floyd Knobs boys team earlier this afternoon to wish them best of luck in the boys game coming up later this afternoon. Colby, we appreciate your support of youth basketball here in Floyd County. Ladies and gentlemen, Colby Barnes.
Pictures on the wall down there.
Now we've got a great halftime performance here at this Girls Championship game. A dual dance performance. Floyd Knobs Cougars will perform in just a moment under the direction of Coach Lisa Howard. Also, Grantline will perform as well under the direction of Coach Kiera.
Back with you at Scribner Middle School for the Floyd County Elementary Championships. Been a fun day. Now we have a dance squad from Floyd's Knobs and Grantline that are going to be performing here at halftime as the clock continues to tick down. In the first half of play, at the end of the first quarter, we were tied at 4. And then Mount Tabor came out, put 6 points on the board in the second quarter to take a 10-6 lead. here at halftime. The scoring for Floyd's Knobs, Riley Roberts has 6 points on the night and actually has all of the points for Floyd's Knobs. She's been a force at both ends of the floor. Outstanding shooting and outstanding defense, and doing a great job for Floyd's Knobs. For Mount Tabor, they are led by Emily Robinson with 6 points on the afternoon. And Olivia Red has 4 for Mount Tabor. As we said, at the conclusion of the girls' championship game, there will be a short break, and then we will have the boys' Floyd County Elementary Championship game as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next games from Grantline and Floyd's Knobs.
And
Ladies
that
and
should
gentlemen,
be...
please allow me to introduce you to Margie Blair. Margie is the owner
I'll have
of
to get that
Rainbow
for
Dance
you in just a
Academy
minute.
and has volunteered her time and coach's time to have a pilot program the last few seasons.
Nice
as
dancing
we experiment
performance
with
by the
having
ladies
dance
from
teams in
Grantline
addition to
and from
boys
Floyd's
and girls
Knobs.
basketball teams at our elementary schools. Margie, we appreciate your work. Thank you.
Certainly been a fun day so far, and more to come. A lot of activities for the kids here today, not only for the ones who play in the semifinal games that started at 11 o'clock this morning, but also a skills competition that involves a number of different skills involved with basketball. That'll be, actually it's been going on now for about 10 minutes. But a lot of other things going on. There are all-star games going on. There are coaches here today. We talked with New Albany head coach Tammy Guerin, girls basketball coach at New Albany, in our pregame show. And we'll have other coaches and guests on throughout the day for you. Matt Dennison and Roger Jeffries has done an outstanding job, along with a lot of other people helping make all of this possible to make it a very special day, not just for the players who are playing today, but for available for all of the players in the elementary competitions. So again, here at halftime, Mount Tabor on top, 10-6. We'll take a 1-minute break, and then we should be back and just about ready for the start of the second half as we get ready to crown the 2019 Floyd County Elementary Girls Basketball Champion. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Big X Sports Radio, WXVW. Back with you at Scribner Middle School for the girls basketball championship. These two teams playing a whale of a game here today. And the coaches for Floyd's Knobs, Gage Brogan and Christy Roberts. And for Mount Tabor, it is Tanya Tron, the head coach. All of these coaches that work throughout the elementary leagues do an outstanding job, put in a lot of time, and make it a very special occasion for the players. Just about ready for the horn to start the second half of play. 10-6, Mount Tabor on top of Floyd's Knobs. Now Tabor breaks the huddle first. Try to check that lineup for you. I believe we've got the original start. No, we don't, because Ava Reynolds is still in the game, along with Belden, Robinson, Red, and Webster, I believe. Roberts, Brogan, and Verling, Holt, and Kaufman. Original starting lineup back in for Floyd's Knobs. So we are ready to go. Mount Tabor with the basketball to start the second half of play. Red moves out to the point guard spot, guarded by Veerling. Now spins down the right side, but comes right back out top to Robinson. Robinson guarded by Brogan. Brogan goes down to the baseline, gets a pick from Webster and lays it up over the edge of the rim and in. And for Robinson, she's got 8 points. And it's a 6-point lead for Mount Tabor. Brogan tries to pass to Roberts, gets it to her, drives down, and a simple layup up and in by Roberts. She has all of Floyd's Knobs' points, 8 on the day. Red across the timeline for Mount Tabor. Calls out a play, now goes left, gets a pick, puts up a three, in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Webster's got it for Mount Tabor. She'll bring it back outside to Red. Red tries to get into the lane, but cut off by Roberts. Tries again, cut off again, gives it back to Robinson now, and Robinson will back it out to the timeline. 3:43 to go in the third period, 12-8. Robinson lets fly with a long shot. Caught the side of the iron, no good. Roberts pulls it out of the air for Floyd's Knobs and gives it off to Burling. Burling in a hurry. Down to the baseline, gives it to Brogan. She'll bring it back up top. Guarded by Robinson. Now Red almost knocked it away. Robinson still on Brogan. Brogan dribbling around, trying to find an opening to get to the basket. Now gives it to Roberts. Roberts trying to get inside, puts it up off the glass, no good. And the rebound under the basket comes right to Floyd's Knobs. Brogan puts up the shot, no good. Again, fight for the ball, and again Floyd's Knobs has it. Now the ball on the floor, and it's going to be Mount Tabor's ball. Not sure if it was a jump ball call. I don't think so, because the possession arrow should have been pointing to Floyd's Knobs, but Mount Tabor with it. Red all the way down to the baseline. Shot a little too hard. Gets away. Reynolds almost came up with it. Now Webster does come up with it for Mount Tabor. She gives it out front to Robinson, and Robinson starts motioning to get everybody in position. She's standing right at the edge of the three-point line, guarded by Brogan. Now spins left, goes down, puts it up, no good. Brogan might have got a piece of that one. Roberts will bring it down for Floyd's Knobs. Gives it back out to Burling. Burling goes right, gets to the baseline, puts up a shot, no good, and Robinson has the rebound for Mount Tabor. Will go the other way. 2 minutes to go in the third. Robinson down to the baseline. There's a collision with Brogan. The ball goes out of bounds. No foul called. Possession will be Floyd's Knobs. Brogan will bring it down. Red will pick her up right at the midcourt line. Brogan back out front. And stolen away by Webster on a nice play. Webster will bring it down in a hurry, all the way down to the baseline, puts it up, just barely rolls off the edge of the rim. And Floyd's Knobs has it, trailing by 4 with 1:28 to go in the third period of play. Shot put up, no good. Rebound fought for, and Robinson has it. Does not have the numbers, but stops, pulls up, puts it up, no good. Collision. And the foul is going to be whistled on Emily Robinson. That'll be her first and the team's first of the second half. Burling brings it down. Red tries to get it to Roberts, and Robinson steals it away. Comes down. Burling gets a hand on the ball, knocks it out of bounds, and it will stay with Mount Tabor under their own basket. 51 seconds showing on the clock. Each team has scored one basket here in the third period. Red with it. Almost collides with her own teammate Reynolds, but finds an opening down the lane. A little runner, no good. And Roberts, standing flat-footed, pulls the ball out of the air. She'll bring it down herself. No one paying attention. She goes right down the lane, stops with a 5-footer and hits it. Roberts with 10. All of the points accumulated by Floyd's Knobs here in the game today. 12-10, Mount Tabor on top. 18 seconds. Red has the ball. And stolen away by Burling on a nice defensive move. Looks up at the clock, 9 seconds, plenty of time. Tries to pass it. Ball is slapped away by Belden. And the ball goes out of bounds on the missed shot. So we end the third period of play with Mount Tabor on top, 12-10. We'll be back with the fourth and final period right after these messages on the Big X Sports Radio, WXVW.
Nominees for the game today, first for the Floyd Central All-Stars, Maya Brogan of Floyd's Knobs, Hannah Cardwell of Georgetown, J.B. Drury of Greenville, Aubrey Duckworth of Georgetown, Lily Grimall of Georgetown, Hudson Hope of Floyd's Knobs, Allie Kaiser of Greenville, Shalene Curley of Georgetown, Lacey O'Neill of Greenville, Riley Roberts of Floyd's Knobs, Carol Walter of Greenville, and Claire Pearling of Floyd's Knobs. For the Albany All-Stars.
And we're back with you. The All-Star team being introduced by Matt Dennison here before the start of the fourth period of play.
Racing the lead of Grant Line, Chloe Mullins of S. Ellen Jones.
All of the schools have representatives here. They are introduced, including some of these people playing in this championship game today. So,
congratulations to these girls. They were voted by the coaches in our league as the
a lot of pictures being taken. Congratulations. Nice round of applause from the crowd here today. We're ready for the fourth and final period. 12-10. Mount Tabor has led throughout. We have had a couple of ties. 12-10. Mount Tabor on top by 2. For Floyd's Knobs, all of their points have come from their center, Riley Roberts. And when I say center, she's the tallest girl on the floor. Plays a great defense, but also an outstanding ball handler and could very easily be the point guard. Many times brings the ball down the court. On the other side, Emily Robinson has 8 of Mount Tabor's points, and Olivia Red has 4 of Mount Tabor's points. It will be Floyd's Knobs ball to start the fourth and final period of regulation here today. Roberts with the ball. Drives right to the top of the circle. Robinson is guarding her. The two top scorers guarding each other. Roberts lets fly with a long shot. No good. Rebound gets away from Mount Tabor. And Brogan comes up with the ball. Then is called for traveling. So Mount Tabor on the turnover will have the basketball. Red takes the inbounds pass from Webster, brings it across, spins back to the left, right down the lane, puts up the 10-footer, caught the edge of the rim and dropped back in. Looked like it was going to roll off. First points of the second half for Red, and it's a 4-point lead once again for Mount Tabor. Floyd Snobs has switched up. They are just having Roberts bring the ball down the floor now. Drives in, guarded by Robinson. Tries to get inside, and a 5-second call. First time we've seen that today, but it was a good call. She could not get away from Robinson. So Mount Tabor gets it back, leading by 4. Just a little over 4 minutes left in regulation here today. This has been a close one throughout. Red comes down, dribbles, brings it back out front to the free throw line. Let's Fly with a long shot off the glass, no good. And Red runs down her own rebound. Let's Fly with a 10-footer, but it is blocked by Roberts. And now she'll bring it down the floor for Floyd Snobs. Guarded by Robinson, trying to get inside and unable to do it. Puts up the shot anyway, and it's no good. And Webster has the rebound, waits for traffic to clear, and then brings it across the timeline herself, all the way down to the baseline. Still on the dribble. Now back out front to Red. Red signaling for Robinson to come get the basketball. Makes the pass. Now Emily Robinson with the ball. Clock running down, 3 minutes to go. Mount Tabor with a 4-point lead. Red, a head fake, drives in, rolls off the rim on her. Had a good look at the basket, would not fall. And Roberts has the rebound for Floyd Snobs. Bounce pass goes to Brogan. A turnaround jumper, no good. Ball in the air and finally pulled out of there by Kaufman for Floyd Snobs and gives it to Roberts. She goes in, puts it up. No good. Fight for the rebound. Robinson and Roberts fighting, and Robinson pulls it out of there. To Red, right back to Robinson. 2:27 on the clock. 4-point lead for Mount Tabor. Long shot by Red, and it's good. Red now ties Robinson for scoring honors for Mount Tabor. Each of them have 8. As Mount Tabor increases the lead to 6, 16-10, 2 minutes to go. Shot put up, no good. Roberts gets the rebound, misses under the basket. Fight for the rebound. Kaufman has it. Tries to give it to Roberts, gets it to her. Ball goes down, comes right back out. And a fight for the rebound again. And a traveling call. Kaufman may be the smallest player on the floor, and yet she's gotten her share of rebounds today, doing a nice job of blocking out, coming up with the ball. Mount Tabor on the turnover, comes across the timeline with it now. Red and Robinson playing pitch and catch out front. Now Robinson begins to move into the offense. Guarded by Brogan. Gives it to Red, but Burling steals on the breakaway, lays it up, no good. Too hard over the rim. And Robinson pulls it out of there. 1:26 to go before we crown a champion in the 2019 Floyd County Elementary Basketball Championships. Robinson drives in, puts it up, and it's good. A collision under the basket, and let's wait and see. The basket is good. Robinson has 10, and she will go to the line. I believe we have an injury on the court on that collision. Going to get a timeout from Floyd Snobs, and official trying to console the young lady for Floyd Snobs. It's 18-10. Things looking like they may be swinging Mount Tabor's way here with 1:13 to go. We'll stay right here with you during this break, even though that's probably not a good idea. Didn't realize we had the injury. That is Roberts that had the collision, and she makes her way to the sideline. Pretty good sized collision under the basket that time. Here's the scenario. 18-10, Mount Tabor leads Floyd Snobs with 1:13 to go in the ball game. I believe we will have Robinson at the line for an attempt at the old-fashioned three-point play. We've got a new player into the game. Carly Schleiss into the game. Carly, I hope I got that pronunciation correct. So Robinson at the line with the chance to increase the Mount Tabor lead. Roberts reports back to the scorer's table. She'll be coming back in at the next dead ball. Shot is up and good. Robinson with 11. Robinson cannot re-enter until the ball has been put back in play. So she'll have to wait to the next dead ball. And it comes. Burling with it now. Clock ticking down to 1:05. Burling all the way to the baseline. Tries a shot, no good, but a whistle and a foul. Red caught her across the arm as she went up for the shot. And it should be... No, it shouldn't be. I was going to say a shooting foul, but it's not. It's going to be out of bounds to Floyd's Knobs. Burling will inbound. Roberts back into the game now. Bounce pass comes in. Brogan shot up, no good. Roberts with the rebound. Webster hanging on for dear life, and we're going to get a jump ball, and on the alternating possession, it goes over to Mount Tabor. Webster gets it into Red. 58 seconds remaining in this one. Red in a hurry all the way down. Sees Roberts waiting for her and spins around, comes back out front in no particular hurry. Dribbling the basketball and doing a nice job of ball handling. Burling's guarding her, but she can't really keep up with Red. Just dribbling around out near the timeline. We're down to 30 seconds to go. A 9-point lead for Mount Tabor. It looks very much like Mount Tabor will be your 2019 girls basketball elementary champion here in Floyd County. Burling on the block shot from Red on the miss. Brings it down the floor, but has it slapped out of bounds. Just 16 seconds left. Floyd's Knobs with the ball into their own basket. Burling slaps the ball. They get it into Roberts. Roberts puts it up off the glass and scores. It's good. Her 12th point of the night. Afternoon, sorry. Not used to afternoon games. Red across the timeline. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. There's the horn. And Mount Tabor Elementary, your 2019 Floyd County Elementary Basketball Girls Champion. 19-12, our final score. We'll take a break right here. 1 minute break, and we'll be back with the statistics for the first game. We'll even talk with the young ladies a little bit about today's game. So we'll be right back on Big X Sports Radio, WXVW.
You hit at least 4, maybe 5 shots.
First, we want to recognize Floyd's Knobs on a terrific season. We have runner-up plaques for all of the Floyd's Knobs players and coaches. A tremendous year for the Floyd's Knobs Elementary girls basketball team.
That's boys and girls, it's split up. So.
I think I might have won.
Parents, just a reminder to please stay off of the playing floor. The Mount Tabor girls will receive a trophy and plaques here momentarily. Then they'll have the opportunity to cut a piece of net, and then they'll be appearing live on the radio with Lee Kelly. We ask that you please stay off of the playing floor during this time. There will be a 15-minute celebratory period. At the end of that 15 minutes, we will start warm-ups for the Boys County Championship game.
I thought you were broadcasting.
No, I'm doing the television.
All right, Mount Tabor, the 2018-19 Floyd County Elementary Basketball League Girls Champions.
right, we're back with you. Plaques and the championship trophy being presented to Mount Tabor Elementary School. Let's take a look at the scoring for today's championship game. First for Floyd's Knobs. It doesn't take us long to do the scoring. Riley Roberts, 12 points. She had all the points for Floyd's Knobs in that championship game. For Mount Tabor, they were led by Emily Robinson with 11 and Aaliyah Red with 8 in that game for all of the scoring for Mount Tabor. So a good game. Mount Tabor and Floyd's Knobs matching up. They were tied at the end of the first quarter with 4, and Mount Tabor on top 10-6 at halftime, led at 12-10 after 3, and the final score 19-12. Mount Tabor on top as they put 7 points on the board in the fourth and final period to outscore Floyd's Knobs and pick up the win. Now it's time out on the floor to hold the championship trophy high, and all of the parents and officials get a nice picture of this team. Our congratulations to both Tanya Trong, the head coach for Mount Tabor. Our congratulations to these young ladies. Tammy Guerin coming out to get her picture taken and to help with the presentation of plaques for this game. A lot of fun here today, and stick around because we have the boys' championship game coming up in just a few moments.
I need all dance coaches in attendance to please come to the scores table, please.
They're going to cut the net down, making it as much fun as they possibly can, and certainly nice trophy as they bring it over to the bench here. And now the girls climbing that ladder. It's quite a ways off the floor. I don't climb that high anymore, but they're up cutting the net, getting a piece of the net for a souvenir. And so all of the festivities going on. It's quite a day here. It's more than you normally see in elementary type tournament games, but they've really done a nice job of a lot of the side things going on that makes it very special, something they'll remember forever. My first guest is Claire Webster, and Claire, you do a little bit of everything this team. You get some rebounds, you play great defense, do a very nice job. What's your thoughts on being the Floyd County champion here in 2019?
I'm actually very surprised. I thought we were going to lose to Grantline, but we won by 1.
That in an exciting game. It came down to one free throw with 7 seconds. Is that right?
Yes.
Rolled off the rim, and you guys made it to the championship, and you made it work. I'm looking down your profile here. Your favorite food is sushi?
Yes.
Oh, we need to talk, girl. That stuff's not good. What is it? What do you like about sushi?
Well, my friend is 1/8 Japan, so we really like Japan stuff. And one time I tried sushi, and it was actually really good.
All right, that's all it takes. Math is your favorite subject. And what other sports do you play besides basketball?
Sometimes I play soccer.
Okay. That'll keep you busy.
I like basketball better personally.
And you're just a third grader, so you'll be back next year, right?
Yes.
Good enough. Claire, congratulations on
Thank you.
being the champions.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name?
Emma Revis.
Okay, Emma. Well, tell me a little bit. What were your thoughts as the final horn sounded and you realized you were champion?
It was great. I mean, it was fun. It was fun being on the team this year.
Had a good time, like playing with the girls and
Yeah.
being out there?
Yeah.
That is good. So your favorite basketball player is who?
Romeo.
Mine too. Okay, favorite foods?
Tacos.
All right. right, so you'll be going to, I don't know where Mount Tabor goes. You go to Scribner or Hazelwood?
I'm going to go to Scribner.
Scribner, okay, so you'll be right back out here. Planning on playing sports at Scribner as well?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. That's Emma Kate Rivas, right? Did I get
Revis.
Revis. I was so close. All right, Emma, thank you very much. If you'll
Yep.
pass that headphone on. And your name?
Bailey.
All right, Bailey, let me find your information sheet. Bailey Belden. No, your grandfather. All right, you're a third grader, so you're going to come back next year and defend that title?
Yes.
Your thoughts today on being champions?
It's amazing.
Did you expect it? Did you
No.
think you were going to win?
No.
No. Okay, it's always better when you don't think you're going to win and you do. Your favorite food is strawberries and grilled cheese. An
Yes.
interesting taste.
Not together.
Not together, okay. All right. You make your own grilled cheese or you have somebody else make it for you?
My mom usually makes it.
Does
for
she
me.
make a good grilled cheese? All right, that's good. I think we just had one of our members being called out to the floor for MVP. We'll find out about that. All right, Bailey, congratulations. Great job today. You guys pulled it off, and you won in convincing style to get that championship trophy. All right, thank you. Well, Lauren, tell me, were you excited
Yes.
about winning?
Yes.
That is good. So are you a third grader or fourth grader, Lauren?
Fourth grader.
Okay, and Lauren, what's your last name?
More.
Okay. So did you expect to win today? When you got up this morning, did you think we're going to be champions?
Yes.
You did think that.
Yeah.
It's great to be positive. I love that. So your favorite food?
Steak.
Can't go wrong with steak, can you? All right, so as a fourth grader, you'll be moving on next year to Scribner.
Yes.
Plan on continuing playing athletics at Scribner?
Yes.
Good job. Hope you do. Lauren, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Our Ava Reynolds. Ava's the fourth grader in Mount Tabor. Ava, did you expect to win, quite frankly?
No.
You were surprised.
Yes.
And as the game went on, did you get more and more excited?
Yes.
And then the horn sounded, and then what was the first thing that went through your mind? Just,
Oh my gosh.
that would have been mine too. Good job. Who's your favorite athlete?
Romeo Langford.
Yep, me too. Me too. Favorite food?
Macaroni and cheese.
Cannot go wrong with macaroni and cheese. Ava, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're champions for 2019.
Thank you.
All right. Ava Reynolds, fourth grader, Mount Tabor. All right, who's next?
Gleason.
Oh, Gleason Mikesell.
Mikesell.
Yes. All right. Tell me a little bit about yourself. What grade are you in?
I'm in third grade.
Third grade. All right. So you'll be coming back next year and defending this title for Mount Tabor?
Yes.
All right. That's good. So your thoughts going into the tournament. You started yesterday morning. Did you think, man, we could be champions?
Well, it was depending on who we were playing, and
Okay.
I was thinking if we could really build up a lot of confidence and play good defense, and
And so did you do what you thought you had to do?
yeah.
That's great. That is great. So your favorite food?
Bacon.
Bacon? Wow, you and I are right there together. We could have lunch, not a problem. All right, Gleason Mikesell, congratulations. You're the 2019 champions. Hi, Sydney. You're Sydney Burris. Mm-hmm. Your dad is Eric. Mm-hmm. I know your dad. I used to work with your dad. All right, Sydney, tell me about what all this has meant. You started the tournament yesterday, and now here we are the next day. It's 2:16 in the afternoon, and you're 2019 champions. What did you think that was going to happen when you started yesterday?
No.
Nope. But everything just kind of worked together.
Yeah.
You've got an awfully nice team. You guys play well together. You all do a great job. And you're a third grader, so going to play next year? Mm-hmm. All right, that's great. That is great. So your favorite food?
Mexican.
Anything along the Mexican lines, right? Or anything in particular?
No, not really.
I'm kind of a burrito kind of guy myself. I like burritos. But all right, good enough. Sydney, congratulations. Hope to see you again next year in the same spot talking about champions for 2020. All right. Sydney Burris, third grader at Mount Tabor. Hey, your name?
Jada.
Jada Harper. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Jada, you're a third grader?
Yes.
So coming back next year and playing and defending this title?
Yes.
That is great. That is great. When you started yesterday morning and the tournament started rolling along, did you think you would be here?
No.
Nope. But it all just worked out. Sometimes it does, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good enough. What's your favorite food?
Quesadillas.
I like quesadillas as well. So who's your favorite basketball player?
LeBron James.
Ooh, I don't know about that, but okay. He's pretty good. All right. Jada, thank you very much. Congratulations. You're the 2019 champion.
Thank you.
All right. And I believe this is Emily Robinson. Am I correct?
Yep.
Emily, you won the award, and I could not hear. What is it? The girls MVP? Okay. Thought that was probably right. Emily Robinson, all she did today was score 11 points and run the offense and so on. So let me ask you, you're the young lady that led this team to victory. So did you expect to win the championship when it all started yesterday morning?
Yes.
You did. You thought it could all happen. Okay, what were the keys in winning today? Because this game was close through until the fourth quarter, but the one you had earlier was very close, a one-point game. So what was it that made you champions? What did you guys have to do?
At practice, we didn't goof off, and we listened to our coach and did what we were told.
All right, and it all worked out. And you're just a third grader. You're a fourth grader. Oh, I've got the wrong sheet. That's why I looked at it. You're a fourth grader. So next year you'll be here.
Yes.
So you're going to continue playing athletics, I hope?
Yes.
And am I going to see you someday playing for that lady right there? I hope so. I hope so. Emily Robinson, champion and 11-point leading scorer for Mount Tabor today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. They're third and fourth graders, and what does that tell you, if anything, about what they're going to be in a few years when they get to you?
Well, it's really just nice to come out and support them. And, it's earlier today, watching Mount Tabor and Grantline play against each other, just seeing their excitement for the game and their competitive nature as well as just how hard they're working and getting better. I was real impressed this morning, though, with just how much better they've gotten through the weeks here with our elementary program.
So the kids, and it's been a while since I've had kids that have played down at this level, obviously. So what is the progress of a young person that wants to play basketball? At what age can they get involved in some type of league locally here?
I think right about second grade is usually when kids can really start getting involved. Basketball is a complicated sport. I think it's tough for them. Really about third grades when they start to really understand a little bit more and the movement of the game. It's so fast-paced. But, I think people can find some things for kids in the second, third grade level. That's pretty much where we start with our feeder programs in the third grade. So, but, yeah, here we start with third and fourth grade, just getting them introduced to the game, hopefully getting them used to just understanding the basic fundamentals and understanding how to play with each other out on the floor so that's not such like a beehive out there where everybody's around the ball. But, just really, really excited after seeing what we saw today, and just a lot of kudos to our coaches here in the elementary league. I think they've done a good job trying to get all the kids involved and get them to understand spacing on the floor. And that's something I've seen over the past couple of years that has been a lot better, is just the ability to space the floor out, and they're passing and working together. And so that's nice to see, too, as we develop our programs.
I've noticed through the years that a lot of the, especially the young men, they progress at different rates, obviously, boys
Yes.
and girls as well. But a lot of times the stars in the second, third, and fourth grades are not necessarily the ones that become stars later. They just mature later than other kids. So it's really
Right.
hard to get a grasp on who's going to really be the outstanding players later in their careers.
Right, absolutely. And I think that's one thing as a high school coach. You try to make sure everybody's involved and everybody gets an opportunity to play, and they're all getting the same opportunities, because you never know who's going to end up wearing a jersey for you at the high school level. And that doesn't, take into account the kids who move in and move out as well into your district. And so it's very important you develop all of them, no matter where they're at in their skill level. And that's why it starts with the fundamentals of the game.
Coach, a lot of the parents have different levels as well. Some parents played the sport of basketball, others did not. So in order to try to level the playing field a little bit, what should parents do to help their kids? I mean, are there, well, obviously there are camps. You have camps,
Sure.
matter of fact. So what's the best way for them to help their child improve if they enjoy playing the game and they want to get better?
Just getting them involved with what's offered out there. You know, I know for us, we offer some different things throughout the year. Especially, we have a league that backs up right to this that's getting ready to start. So it's nice for me to come out and try to make sure I get to meet as many of the parents as I can to make sure they know about those opportunities. You know, I know most high school teams have team camps. As far as New Albany and Floyd Central both offer those on the boys and girls side in the summertime, and you know, get those kids to both camps. I'm never hesitant in sending my kids to other high school camps because I think they get a lot more individual attention than if you send them to like a U of L or a college campus type of camp. And then, but just making sure they're watching the game. I think that's probably a big piece in today's time, even with our high school kids. You know, they watch so many YouTube videos or they get on social media and see highlight reels, you know, and they need to understand that basketball, you're a good shooter even when you miss half your shots. And so, you know, and them understanding that the whole piece of the game, and it's okay to make mistakes, but it's how you react to those mistakes out on the floor, especially in the game of basketball. I mean, there's a mistake made every trip down the floor, so.
Yeah, and the skill levels from the dribbling, there's more to it than just shooting. And I know most parents, and I probably was just as guilty as anybody else, you think about the shooting, so you go out and work with them on their free throws and their jump shots and the three-point shooting and whatever, and you forget about the fact that ball handling is such a key, important part of it. Defense. I doubt very many parents ever take the time to work on footwork for defense or positioning or whatever. So, but there are so many different facets. It's hard for any parent to really know enough to work with them and really help them improve rather than hurting them in some cases with the way you do things.
Right, and you know, you think about the game of basketball, if you're not a point guard, you're probably going to spend about 85-90% of the game without the ball in your hands. If you're a point guard, it's really around 80% of the game still is played without the ball in your hands. And so understanding all those little things, and from a high school coach's perspective, the number one thing that keeps a kid from seeing the floor at the varsity level is usually defense. It's not their offensive ability. And I know from, you know, working with parents and dealing with parents, a lot of times that's what they don't understand is that, you know, your kid's not playing because they, you know, they're not seeing the floor. It has nothing to do with their ability to shoot. It has everything to do with their ability to play defense. And so I tell kids a lot, I need 5 kids who can play defense. I only need a couple kids to put up 20 points a game. So
if that player scores 10 and gives up 22, it really
doesn't work,
doesn't work out well in the score column. My guest is Tammy Guerin, the head coach at New Albany High School, the girls program. And Tammy ended her season last night, unfortunately, but what a fun couple of nights I have had watching your team play. They are so quick, so athletic, and seem to have a great team chemistry. And congratulations on a season where you had a lot of rebuilding to do, a lot of young kids out there that are playing major minutes for you. So, but they were certainly fun to watch at the sectional tournament this year.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It took us a while to kind of get into our groove this year just due to being young and having to fill some big shoes that left us last year. But couldn't be more proud of how hard our kids worked, especially the last 2 weeks of the season. We just, when they could have tanked it and just kind of given up, I thought we really laced it up hard the last 2 weeks and got focused on what we needed to do to be successful down the stretch of the year. So thank you.
Good enough. Well, best of luck in the coming season. Hopefully all of these people out here today will be future stars for the Lady Bulldogs. Clarify one thing for me, because
Sure.
I catch grief for this from time to time. Do you prefer that your team be called the Lady Bulldogs or the Bulldogs girls program?
That's I don't know that I have a preference. I know as far as one of the things we do, we try to be as much of a unity as a school. And so as far as our apparel and that sort of thing, it's a rarity that we actually put Lady Bulldogs on there just because we try to keep that as norm. But you know, when I'm trying to make sure people know about my stuff, I also want to know that them to know that it's geared towards girls. So that's a tough question, you know, but I think more times than not we do refer to ourselves as the New Albany Bulldogs girls program. But
that's how I shall call you from now on. You know,
I don't really care. I don't know that it makes a difference to me. But I if it makes you feel any better, I have caught a lot of grief both directions for the same exact thing. So,
well, former students and former basketball players have sent me private messages, thank goodness, saying, you know, we don't use that term lady this or lady that anymore. So I have the final word, and we will be the New Albany Bulldogs girls program
there you go.
In the future. So congratulations on it's not easy coaching anymore. It's a year-round job. It's every student or every player will tell you how good they are on all of these video games. You know, they can beat everybody on the video games. So it's not an easy thing coaching anymore. Never has been, but probably getting a little more difficult as we go along here. But you still enjoy it, Coach?
I do. It's fun, you know, and coming off the tournament, it's the time of year where you kind of fall back in love with the game just when you feel like you're about to hit a wall, and, you know, it gets your blood moving again. And, you know, being out here, seeing these kids, you know, just trying to get better and competing and doing their best, representing their schools, you know, it gives you a lot of pride in our future and what we can hopefully produce from giving them these type of opportunities to play. So,
all right. Coach Tammy Guerin. Tammy, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck down the road.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day here at the Elementary Championships.
You too.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment, talk about the starting lineups and the matchups here in the championship game for the girls basketball elementary programs. It'll be Floyd's Knobs and Mount Tabor matching up. There's the horn. The second semifinal boys game is over, and so we'll be having that matchup, our second contest of the afternoon. Right now, we're going to take a break. We'll be back here on the Big X 1450 and 96.1 WXVW.
And now here's Lee Kelly.
And we're back with you here at Scribner Middle School in New Albany. It's the Floyd County Elementary Basketball Championships. We had the semifinals that began at 11 o'clock this morning, and it produced Floyd's Knobs and Mount Tabor as the teams that came out on top. And as a result, they will be matching up here in a little less than 3 minutes. In that starting lineup for Floyd's Knobs, number 13, Claire Veerling, a third grader. Hudson Holt, a fourth grader. Trinity Kaufman, a fourth grader. Maya Brogan, a fourth grader. And Riley Roberts, a fourth grader. Rest of the lineup for Mount Tabor, let's take a look at their starting lineup. It will be Bailey Belden, Gleason Mikesell, Emily Robinson, Red, and Claire Webster in the starting lineup for Mount Tabor. These two teams getting ready to match up. Floyd's Knobs had to come from behind. They trailed almost the entire game, tied it up in the final seconds, descended into overtime, and then won it in overtime by a final score of 16-14. And just as exciting on the other side, Mount Tabor led for most of the game, but had to withstand 2 free throws with 7 seconds left. The first free throw was good by Grantline, and the second rolled off the rim, and that's how the game ended 22-21 for Mount Tabor, a winner over Grantline. So that's how we ended up with these two teams who are out on the floor warming up right now to be in the championship game. Both teams played well. A lot more scoring on the Mount Tabor side than on the Floyd's Knobs side, but that means nothing when you talk from one game to the next. The tournament began yesterday, and we'll finish up here. There's a lot of festivities coming on later. There are all-star games. There are skills competitions that are all taking place here today. The Floyd County Parks and Recreation, along with the New Albany-Floyd County Schools, helping put all of this together, and it looks like we're going to have pretty much a packed house for this championship girls game coming up in just a couple of moments. We're going to work one more break in here, a 30-second break, and then we'll be back with the play-by-play of the girls championship here today at Scribner Middle School. We'll be back on 1450 and 96.1, the Big X, WXVW. All right, back with you at Scribner Middle School. 5-minute quarters for the elementary games, and the time goes pretty quick. They have certain rules. You once possession is acquired of the basketball, the teams, there's no full court pressing until the final minute of the half and final minute of the game. So once the ball is possessed on a rebound or a steal, then teams are not allowed to double team or press, and some other rules that try to keep everything as competitive as possible. So you can hear Matt Dennison in the background explaining to the crowd exactly what's going to take place. It's going to be a fun afternoon. Skills competition will be coming up in about 15 minutes. A variety of different skills available for the young players throughout the elementary system here today. So Floyd's Knobs and Mount Tabor ready to start today's game. And we'll have a champion for 2019 in just about an hour from now. Following the girls' game today, we will have the boys' championship game of the Floyd County Elementary Basketball League, and that'll be coming up. A lot of talented young women and young men that we've had the opportunity to watch here today. Always fun. The parents get into it, obviously, but we're very courteous in the games here earlier today, respectful of the officials' opinions, and so it's been a great day so far. Thought I was going blind for a moment, then I remembered Matt has brought in a spotlight. The lights are out, and the players are going to be introduced, and we'll go over that starting lineup with you one more time. And the fans are going to like this. The spotlight flashing all around the floor and ceiling. Excellent music in the background. And Matt Dennison getting ready to introduce the players. He tries to make it very special for the parents and for the players. And I think they certainly appreciate his efforts. He certainly has put in a lot of time, not only during the regular season, but certainly during the tournament yesterday and today, in making it something that they will remember. We're going to take another break right here. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with the start of the game. You're listening to 1450 and 96.1, the Big X Sports Radio, WXVW. Dennison introducing the starting lineups for Mount Tabor. And as we gave them to you, we'll go through them one more time. We've got Well, we can't give them to you because the lights are down and I can't see the names. So we'll have to wait a moment here while we introduce these two teams. Mount Tabor will be the smaller of the two teams out on the floor today, but maybe a little quicker. We'll see how that works out. Both teams had some outstanding players. Certainly fun to watch in the two semifinal games earlier today. And so it should be quite a matchup here in the championship game. As I said, Floyd Knobs trailed. They were down 9-2 early in that ball game. Came back and fought and fought and fought. And finally, with just a few seconds left in the game, they tied it up. Both teams had a shot at winning it, but could not get it done. And so Floyd Knobs defeated Georgetown, and Mount Tabor defeated Grantline in classic games right down to the end. A 2-point and a 1-point victory to give you an idea of how competitive those two games were here in the semifinals today. Matt introducing the reserves for Floyd Knobs. And the starting lineups will be introduced now. Claire Burling introduced as a starter. Maya Brogan in the lineup starting for Floyd Knobs. Hudson Holt. Trinity Kaufman and Riley Roberts. Riley Roberts will be the tallest player on the floor with the starting lineups. A young lady that contributed very heavily to the victory for Floyd Knobs today, both from the free throw line and from the field, as well as her solid defense around the basket for Floyd Knobs. And as soon as the lights come back on, here we go. Like things beginning to light back up. That starting lineup for Mount Tabor: Bailey Belden, Gleason Mikesell, Emily Robinson, Lyrian Red, and Claire Webster in the starting lineup for Mount Tabor.